Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Ziyad Almaayouf here at Wembley Arena. We've just had the 3 fights. Ziyad, how are you?
Oh, good. You know, good to be here too. Good to see what Riyadh Season is doing. Good to see what His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is doing. You know, and good to see boxing revive. And good to see, most importantly, people integrating and cultures uniting. This is what's really important. That's what boxing really brings.
It definitely is as well. Boxing is a sport of unity, in my opinion, as well. But Ziyad, obviously, you fought in the UK before.
Yeah.
Obviously, Saudi Arabian man, fighting in the UK. You're here in the UK. How do you like the UK fan experience as well?
No, look, everybody knows, if you know anything about me, you know I love the UK experience. Last time I fought here was on the AJ Franklin card, and at the weigh-ins, when I stepped up, so many people were cheering up that the commentators and the analysts thought they were Arab. And I was looking up, nobody was Arab, you know what I mean? Only a few Arab, but no, the English people are amazing. And you know, I'm co-managed by Paul Smith, so my second home is Liverpool. I'm always in Liverpool, you know, I'm a Scouser, so it's like, I'm working on it.
Perfect. Shout out Paul Smith as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do want to touch on your previous performance in Los Angeles. A draw against an opponent. Obviously, tough fight, but some disgusting news afterwards. He tested positive for PEDs. I mean, talk to me about your performance in that fight and kind of your experience fighting a guy who's on things that he shouldn't be as well.
Yeah, you know what? I long before I fought a guy like that, I never had any respect for the people who do it. But when I really fought him, the first 4 rounds were going good, smooth, you know. And people don't know that, but I've been training since I was 10. I just turned 24 now. But for the first 9 years training in Saudi Arabia and in the Arab world, I had no boxing ring. I had no boxing bags. We used to put bodies in a square when we used to be sparring. It's just a guy on his mitts on a running track. So right now I train with Buddy McGirt, and what works for me and what I found comfortable for me, or what he found comfortable for me, was the cross-arm defense. We're working on the cross-arm defense. It works very well for me. I'm not getting touched a lot in the sparring in the camp. I'm looking good. Fight night, you know, if you know anything about me, the pressures and the expectations, I'm learning that on the job one by one. I didn't have amateur experience and all. But fighting that opponent, the first 4 rounds, it was going amazing. Tricky, very awkward and tricky southpaw. Been matched hardly a lot of my career, but I love it like that, you know. Pressure makes diamonds, no worries. But round 5 and 6, I was fighting somebody else. I was fighting someone completely else. Round 5 and 6. 4 rounds, he's looking dead tired. My pressure is getting to him. Round 5 and 6, that's when the PEDs kick in, when you're most tired, because they give you the one more set, the one more rep.
Yeah.
I was fighting someone else. And you know what? I still held my own. I still stood my ground, pushed him back, was on the front foot. American judges are going to be American judges, but it's their choice, their call. Can't say anything about that. But one judge had me winning all the rounds. So it's tricky to see at the end. But having heard that news from VADA, I'm grateful, you know, for the California State Athletic Commission that they gave me the decision, the win at the end, since it was a draw. It wasn't a loss and a win where it's a no contest. It's a draw. Took 3 PEDs, testosterone boosters, took a steroid. When you mix those, it's very dangerous.
It definitely is as well, and it's glad that obviously now kind of that fight's off the record as well. But obviously you do represent one of the only, if not the only boxer coming out of Saudi Arabia. Obviously with kind of the Saudi Arabian influence at the moment, it must feel really special for you to be the kingpin at the moment of boxing in the country as well.
You know, look,
in the kingdom, sorry.
Yeah, look, the UK will get me when I say this. This career, I feel like Santiago MUNEZ from the movie Goal.
What a reference, Ziza. I love it.
Right?
Love it.
You can't help but feel like that in this career. You know, if you know what this guy started with and where he ended up. That's what I feel with this career. I feel like Santiago MUNEZ really. But look, it's not happening to me. It's happening through me. And that's what I always say with this career. It's not only for me, really. I want to be the first to do so much, and God willing, I will be the first to do so much, but I want to be the first of many. So the many that will come up after me who are going to have the blueprint that I didn't have, who are going to have the equipment, the coaches, the IQ that I didn't have coming up early in my career, you know, and they have the backing from the beginning and everything. So people see boxing in Saudi Arabia now, they think this is how it was for Zizo all along. No, that's not how it was for Zizo all along. It's how it was for Zizo later on. But I'm blessed to be in the position. I'm grateful because I'm doing it for a lot more than me. If I wasn't doing it for a lot more than just me, I don't think I'd still be in the sport.
No, definitely as well. And obviously, so you've been there from the start. Obviously, we see all these nice gyms, the Mike Tyson gyms. I think it's the main one in Saudi Arabia as well. How does it feel to be a part of that influence as well? It must be nice.
Yeah, look, everything is happening, through Vision 2030, backed by the inspirational leadership, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and now His Excellency in boxing and his involvement in boxing, His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh. It's all under the Vision 2030 umbrella where, it's more than just boxing, it's more than just sport, and it's more than just what Riyadh sees in the kingdom. It's about having as many people be in one place, cultures integrating, cultures uniting people, mixing it up as much as possible. Because when you come to Saudi Arabia and you've never been, conceptions and interpretations and everything changes, right? Ideas change, what you've heard, you go and discover it's not like that. And then the Saudis, if they've heard anything about people from the UK, the US, or anywhere in Europe, if it's anything that's not positive, then it changes when you start talking and mixing it up with them. And that's what the world needs right now. And what better way to do it than through sports, and especially through the sport of boxing, where you can go in there for 12 rounds, punch someone's head off, but by the end of the fight, no matter the disrespect before it, no matter how violent it was in the ring, you still shake hands and the peace is there. So what better sport to symbolize peace and unity than boxing? So I feel grateful to not just be a boxer for Saudi Arabia, not just be an athlete for Saudi Arabia, but a representative, a spokesperson, an international athlete in such a global sport, someone who can break the language barrier as well. But again, all happening through me, not to me. Could be anyone in the world, and it could go to anyone in the world any day. So I pay my rent every day, and it's all from God, nothing from me.
Definitely, and Zizo, you're too modest. I feel like, in my opinion, with things like this, representation is so important, and you are kind of flying the flag high. But like you said, through you, not to you. But yeah. I love it as well. Before we move on to my next question, Zizo, I have to bring it back to the Santiago MUNEZ reference. Yeah. Because my friend, definitely my secondary school friends, won't forgive me. Goal 1 or goal 2?
Goal 1. Goal 1.
It's the only right answer to that question.
You can't say anything but goal 1.
Perfect. Cheers, Zizo. My final one, Zizo, because I think they're kicking everyone out. But my final one, we ask everyone who comes on the channel this. When all's said and done, what does boxing mean to you?
What I mean to everybody in boxing. That's what boxing means to me. What I mean for the people in boxing is ultimately what it's going to mean to me after. So as long as people look at Zizo's story, see how I came up, what I had to overcome, and think if I'm working a desk job, if I'm starting a company, if I'm trying to get the promotion, if I'm trying to go through a dream, and you think you don't have the opportunity, you don't have the tools, you don't have the chances to do it. Think about the boxer who didn't have a ring, didn't have bags, didn't have coaches, didn't have boxing on TV, and is now on this stage, through me, not to me, but is not, now God put me on that stage despite those opportunities, because the only way you fail to make it is if you don't stick to the race. Run it, walk it, crawl it. If you're the only one that stays on that path, everybody will end up dropping out later on. You're going to be the only one on that path. You're going to be the first to pave the way. So anyone out there, you want to pave the way to your family, your friends, in your job, pave the way, you could do it.
Definitely on the path to the top. Actually, Zizo, I lied. Final question. It's going to be a short one. When can we see you back in the ring?
Before the end of the year.
Love it. Ziyad Almaayouf, thank you very much. Hopefully catch up with you later in the fight week, mate.
Yeah,
thank
definitely.
you.